Hello and welcome. I'm going to be doing an architecture project here. Um, I want to say that, like, when I first tried to do architecture years ago, I had a drafting table and I was trying to do everything in straight lines because that's what I had seen a lot of professional artists do. And I ended up with just like a lot of, uh, pretty much what I would call an entanglement of straight lines, and I could not really get it to be anything more than that. Obviously, perhaps with the proper education, I would have learned how to do that, but just left to my own devices, I didn't find that to be very satisfying or helpful. But I did also, around that time, work on a lot of figure drawing, and I would build that up just with sort of, like uh, softer shapes, and then I would start to refine them. And it suddenly occurred to me, what if I just tried to do architecture with softer shapes? So you see me do like the fast thumbnails with the action poses and stuff. So you can do that with architecture as well. I realized right here the brush was too small, so it would have taken too long. So I'm at like 45 pixels here. And yeah, one of the things you want to do with architecture is try to change the size of the elements for interest. And then you want generally the larger sized elements to be lower down, but that's not really set in stone. Sorry, pun intended. Why are you supposed to say no pun intended? Why can't I just say pun is intended? Why are puns so bad? But anyway, because obviously a skilled architect could have the structure be hidden behind any kind of facade, so you could have smaller shapes down low, and that's not the actual structure of the building. But generally speaking, and this is from a layman who is not actually educated in architecture, it does seem that the one major rule of architecture would be gravity, whether or not you believe in gravity. But I digress. So I'm just trying to have these different sized elements and just try to work out something that looks compositionally pleasing to the eye, or other sensory organs, I guess. And I was also going to say, it does seem like if you were trying to do a larger cityscape and you want there to be some kind of mystical or ancient antediluvian, Tartarian, etc. kind of architecture, it is a monumental challenge. It is a monumental, pun intended, challenge, because if you try to use repetition and you just try to put a bunch of the same kind of larger buildings on that expanse, it looks very, very boring. So you want like different architecture, and there are things you might want to consider. Like, I mean, unless that city was all planned out at once, you're going to have different styles of buildings, different sizes of buildings. Not everything is going to be lined up on the blocks. Some of the stuff is going to be at different angles. And to really make it look good, you kind of have to keep all that in mind. And then, I mean, there might also be farmland. There's probably going to be waters. There's probably going to be like rivers going through it. So bridges and probably so many other elements. And that, if you're getting close up to it, I mean, you're going to be seeing like a lot of big pipes, for different, the shuttling of different things, and trees, lots of growth, like lots of bushes around the foundation of certain things, and people, vehicles, carts, aircraft, maybe depending on how you want to be, what kind of time period it is, or boats or horses, all that. And like I've said in other videos, randomness, definitely randomness. Just think about like trying to combine different elements in an interesting way. Try not to be generic. So this is just kind of turning into like a pretty big castle. It seems like the more windows you add, the more official everything seems. But if you add too many, the structure looks weak. So you got to be careful about that. And with like the pillars, you want like really big pillars at the bottom, and then you want them to get smaller as they go up. Obviously, that can be changed if the architect is actually hiding the real structure behind a facade and just wants it to look impossible in some way. I don't really personally like the look of that, but you definitely could do stuff like that. Oh yeah, stairs, balconies, um, probably smaller homes in the front. I didn't really do that here. Probably other animals, birds and stuff. All right. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.